Hello, and welcome to another Slate preview for Monday, November 24th. Feels great to be back, man. Took one day off. I had some events to go to today, and ultimately I just played two NFL lineups and called it a day. Let's just look at my stuff from Saturday first. I remember saying my main thesis was like spend up at center and spend up at guard and not Jalen Johnson. It ended up being correct, but I picked the wrong guard. Is this really my top lineup? Okay, ironically, my top lineup was Jalen Johnson. But that was because, I don't know, this Porzingis game was fucking crazy. Just max ownership Porzingis for no reason, and he plays 35 minutes, or not 35, 33 or something. I would say it's kind of dumb, but yeah. And as you guys know, I was really high in Franz Wagner for several games in a row. He's not on the main slate, and he just drops a 40-point, almost triple-double. Yeah. My main overarching thesis was spend up at center, spend up at guard. Oh wait, I did have Giddy in here. Spend up at center, spend up at guard, play all the cheap Washington guys with Middleton out. I know in the video I shouted out Whitmore, but we saw Kispert surprisingly start instead of Champagny, so yeah. I was higher on Kispert than Champagny, and I was way higher on Kispert than the field, and he smashed. Yeah, the issue was I was a little bit too heavy on Trey Murphy, which kind of cost me because game blew out. Murphy didn't play the fourth, or barely did. So yeah. Yeah, overall pretty annoying slate from the center position. You basically needed Porzingis or Edie, and I played a bunch of Sar and Duran. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. My NFL lineups, I played two lineups. Yeah. One of them was this Caleb stack. So I kind of feel like Caleb is becoming early season, what's his face? Justin Herbert in terms of playing him, because there's just too many guys to stack him with. And even if you get Caleb right, you're hurting yourself way too much by trying to pick the right combo of receivers. So I played Caleb, Adunze, and then I like Burden as value. Playing Burden was also part of the reason why I wanted to play Caleb stack, because I wanted a good correlated value. But Odunze just wasn't the guy. DJ Moore caught two. And then there's Loveland. So yeah, that one didn't go my way. And then I like Derrick Henry in the spot, but he didn't get the rushing yards, but ran two in. And then Chase Brown didn't run one in. Yeah. Overall, though, you just needed Gibbs. I feel like I actually had a lot of the right ideas this late, but I didn't MME, so didn't really materialize. But yeah. I mean, you'll see it in my next lineup. How I was almost there from a hand build perspective, and I feel like maybe if I had 150, there would have been a chance, but I just couldn't play today. I had to take the day off as well. I was just feeling really bad, and I didn't want to build at all. Yeah, my second lineup, I played a Jameis lineup. I was really high on this Giants-Detroit game, but obviously Goff is going to be massive chalk. Goff has the downside of the running back can run several in, Gibbs and Montgomery, and we saw Gibbs run two in, so basically I won off Gibbs, and then I played the other side of the game. I stacked Jameis and Wanzel with Slayton, and that smashed. Kind of sad part is Jameis 366 passing yards, and New York scored 27, and Slayton has one catch for 23 yards. That was pretty sad. And then I played Bijan. I don't know if I would have done that again. I really wanted to play Emmanuel Wilson, but I wanted to double spend up, and I didn't feel good about going Gibbs St. Brown. And I didn't feel great about Jackson Smith and Jigba either. So I went the Bijan route. Didn't pay off. So, yeah. And then played Jock McBride, played Jock Michael Wilson. And then I really like Brown's D. Gino got sacked 10 times. So I mean, chalk or Brownsy was chalk as well though. So yeah, I feel like this is pretty close. I got like Wilson, Smith, and Jigba, or like Wilson, St. Brown, and then you like downgrade this to like Mechie or like have a Hunter Henry in here or something. Like this was pretty close. I think Jameis, Gibbs, Wandell, Browns, and Wilson were like all optimal. So yeah. Anyway, let's just get into it. I'm very excited. I haven't looked at this at all, but man, that one day off like actually changed a lot for me. I was feeling pretty bad yesterday, but wow, we don't have a 100k to first tomorrow? What is this, man? I mean, I guess the 888 is still here. Okay, first game, Cleveland at Toronto. Were these guys rested last game? Yeah, so all these dudes I think rested against the Clippers. I think Cleveland's gonna be fully healthy. Everyone's gonna be back. Did Garland play? Garland played on the 21st, 27 minutes. I don't think I can get to Garland at the price yet. Jarrett Allen has a ceiling, but 5,700. I mean, it's reasonable, but he's not the most fun click. But you have to have some interest at 57. Then Mitchell's probably too pricey for me to get to on the slate, and then Mobley's fine. In Toronto side, Barrett and Pirtle questionable? Or is that for like today? Nets. What is that? That was today. Okay, so yeah, back to back. Barrett apparently got hurt. I don't think Barrett plays. And then what happened here? Pirtle rest on Sunday. Okay, so I think Pirtle plays. I think Barrett sits. What the hell, Mamukashvili? Only played 21 in the start. Oh wait, Mamukashvili. Oh, it's that game. Okay. Yeah. So I think Barrett sits. You will see starters of Quickly, Ingram, Barnes, Quickly, Ingram, Barnes, Pirtle, and Dick. I think Dick is the most likely guy to start. But you could also see Shed. If it's Shed, I would have a lot of interest. Dick, maybe a little less, but whoever starts in place of Barrett, if he sits, which I'm expecting him to, would look good. And then, even if Barrett sits and like Shed doesn't start, I think I'd have a little more interest in Shed. Just because I don't think Dick will play as much as Barrett did if he draws a start. It could also be Agbaji, but I don't think it would be Shed, and yeah, it's probably Dick or Agbaji who draws a start. And then if Pirtle somehow misses again, but is rest, so I don't think he's gonna miss. But if Mamukashvili starts again, like he would look incredible. Detroit at Indiana. So the story of this game again is, can Indiana keep it competitive? The Duren minutes are so far down. It's not even played above 30 in the last 3 games, so I'm out on Duren. If he somehow plays enough, then like sure, fine, I guess. But I'm out on Duren. I'm not playing Cade because of the blowout risk. 10.5Ks just can't go there with all the blowout risk in this game. I mean, you can definitely go to Cade if you're like running it back with Indy and playing for a competitive game, obviously, but would have a little less interest in Cade if you're not playing it like that. Asar's fine. The minutes are decent, so I won't say no to 5-7 Asar. Probably gonna pass on everyone else though. Indy side. I like the ceiling on Mather and Nemhard and Siakam if the game can stay competitive. And also Isaiah Jackson if he starts. That's pretty much it for this team though. It's just contingent on, can the game stay competitive? If the game does stay competitive, all the starters are too cheap. If it doesn't, I wouldn't play these guys. New York at Brooklyn, good matchup, but I think there's bullet risk for sure. OG's still out. I mean, I don't really like the prices on these guys, especially. This matchup against Brooklyn. Mikhail 7.5 is kind of expensive. If I'd have to click one guy, I'd probably Brunst. I think it would be Cat. But they're both very expensive, and again, same story as Detroit. Like, there's blowout risk, and then even if the game doesn't blow out, like, the guys still have to get there. And then if the game's gonna stay competitive, it's gonna be MPJR and Claxton. So you can go there if you want. Same story as Indy. Yeah. Dallas at Miami. Solid matchup. Brandon Williams is questionable. I think he got hurt last game. No. Well, if Brandon Williams doesn't play and D'Lo starts in place of him, I would have a ton of interest in D'Lo. If we get like 30 minutes of D'Lo, like 5.3k is a joke of a price. And then, is Lively actually out again? Yeah, Lively's out again, then Gafford should start. Gafford played like 27 in his start, so yeah, I've been just in Gafford at 5.5k as well. Miami side, Hero's questionable. I think he's available to make his debut against the Mavericks. So that kind of kills a lot of the stuff for me, depending on Andrew Wiggins. He missed today, front end of the back-to-back, so you might see Wiggins play tomorrow. And then 7.8k for Adebayo. The minutes are coming back for him, so it's kind of weird. The price is going down, the minutes are coming back up. The thing is, you could see Bam sit the back-to-back, potentially. And if he does, then Ware just looks really good. And then Davion's still too cheap. Well, I guess we're getting Hero back, so it's going to be interesting to see what the starting lineup looks like. But if you got point Davion with Hero, and then like Powell, Bam, Wiggins, I think Davion is still a play at 5-1. And then Jovic is questionable. He might also play the second half of the back-to-back, but yeah, I don't really think you can get there with Hero just entering the rotation. You probably see Hero on a limit though, so yeah, it's Bam for me, and it's potentially Davion. But Bam is just way too cheap if he plays, and if he doesn't, Ware is a really good play. Denver at Memphis, great matchup, potential blowout risk, but you have no Gordon. So you're gonna starters of like Jokic, Murray, Cam Johnson, Peyton Watson, and who usually starts? Didn't Spencer Jones start or something? Like someone random. Spencer Jones has not been great point per minute in the real life NBA, but he's actually been solid. Like, he was solid in Summer League, but I mean, obviously the role is significantly different playing alongside Jokic, Murray, and stuff. So yeah, I mean, Peyton Watson, I think the price is getting to about right. Jokic is really expensive at 13.5. Oh my god, this is a massive game. But like, again, like the ceiling is really high on Jokic, and I don't mind if you want to play Jokic, especially against this Memphis team. And then I don't know if I'm gonna 8-5 Jamal Murray. On Memphis side, Jaren is questionable, so I think Jaren plays. Nothing, everyone's dead if Jaren plays. And then if not, like, it's not even that interesting anyway. Like, everyone's dead on this team to me. I guess if Jaren plays, he's playable. But, Portland side, you have Drew still out. Scoot's coming back soon, right? Nope. Okay. So 9-3 Denny. It's very pricey. He definitely has the ceiling there. So I'm not going to say no to Denny, but there's probably better. Shaden Sharp at 7k. He didn't play the front end of the back-to-back. I think it's possible that he plays tomorrow, but he definitely could also miss. And this team started what, like Grant, Denny, Klingon, Kamara, Love, something like that. It's not the most fun team. I mean, like, you can take shots on Caleb Love. Like, he's a very bipolar player. He'll score a lot or a little. Like, 30, 40, and then 13, 13. So I don't mind taking shots on Caleb Love and hope the shots fall. Tumani I can get to. Sharp might be limited, so I don't know if I can go there. Grant I can't go there. I mean, it's mainly just Danny. But, like, I don't even know if I want to play Danny. Actually, Sharp is also fine. I mean, Grant, my bad. But that is an expensive price for Jeremy Grant as well. So, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just Danny for me. And then on the Milwaukee side, Giannis remains out. You have Rollins, 8K. It's pricey, but Rollins has been great. I don't know if I have the biggest issue with going to Ryan Rollins. Kuzma, Portis, Turner, like, they're all whatever. I'm not going to be mad if I see, like, I have a tiny bit of them. But they're not guys I'm trying to play. So it's mainly just Rollins here. And even then, Rollins is not super appealing to me. Last game of the slate, Chicago at New Orleans. I mean, this game is just going to be massive chalk. This is the third game in 4 days for the Chicago Bulls. So you might see minutes ease up a bit. But we've seen 31 and 34 for Josh Giddey. So I think you don't really see this like high 30s like we've seen here in the range of outcomes just because of how many games the Bulls are playing. And it seems like they kind of want to load manage. We saw 30-31 in competitive games, 30-31-31, like where Giddey closed a massive blowout still. So yeah, I think they just want to keep their guys around the 30-minute mark, but not like push them super hard. Yeah, Vucevic had a massive game. You know, I don't really care about chasing that one. Kobe White is not ruled out, but there's a chance he doesn't play. But if he does, he's not really in play anyway. But it might just hurt Giddey a little bit. I think someone lied here because I don't think Kobe was supposed to play 31. Pretty sure the limit was like 28 or something, but yeah, whatever. Then Kobe back kind of kills Io for me. He actually played 29 minutes still, so he's viable value, but I don't like him as much anymore with Kobe back. Jalen Smith continues to be really good, at least from a point per minute standpoint. So I have no issue if you want to go to Jalen Smith. And then New Orleans, you get Zion back probably. That is a joke of a price. 8.1k for Zion against the Bulls. I mean, 30 minutes of Zion against the Bulls, 8.1k. I mean, yeah, I like me some Zion, man. What is that price point? And Derek Queen's fine. He's honestly, like, Zion back doesn't hurt Queen that much, so Queen's not gonna get the same ownership as before. Just because Zion's back, I don't really have an issue with Queen. The thing with Queen is, like, a lot of these games he just absolutely smashed in a blowout, or, like, I'm pretty sure the Denver game and the Denver game was, like, Jokic was still in the game, but it did come at the really end of the game. And then this match actually came in blowout, and then this one was in the first quarter, but it's against Dallas, but like, I have no issue with Derek Queen. Like, Zion being back doesn't hurt me. I think Zion being back hurts Murphy a lot, and then it kind of hurts Fears as well, so I'm a little lower on Fears than Murphy now, but I'm fine with Queen, and I really love Zion. Like, Zion's probably my favorite play this late. If Zion's not going to be owned just because people are scared to click a Zion Williamson, like, just fire him up, man. So from that review, like, I don't think I saw that much easy value. So probably my favorite approach is to go down at center. So play guys like Daron Sharp if the game blows out. Like Mitchell Robinson, not a Mitchell Robinson. I thought the minutes would have been a little bit better, but yeah, like an Isaiah Jackson, I would have a lot of interest in. Like a Sandro Mamuklashvili, I like the ceiling on. I think you can go to Jalen Smith. I think Daniel Gafford, Derek Queen. Like, I like this lower range of centers. And then there's just Bam Adebayo as well, who just looks really good. Like, if we're gonna look in this 3K range, there's basically nothing playable besides the Toronto starter. Should it be Dick or Shed or Agbaji? It's kind of hard to play Agbaji though, but like I would have a bit more interest in like Dick and Shed potentially. And then the cheap end, like you see McConnell's minutes kind of ticking up, 17 this game. Like if there's a chance to take a shot on McConnell, it might be here on 3 days of rest. So I think McConnell's a little interesting on this slate. I don't know about Fontecchio with everyone in. Wouldn't probably go to Drew Smith. I think you can try Jay Huff as well. Like he's gonna play backup center. He might play more than Jackson as well, but I wouldn't play Huff with Jackson. I think Demon's fine. Love is fine, I guess. Like yeah, the value isn't great, so I think my approach should be like first in, I don't know, something like this. Jackson, Zion. Like, what is going to be chalk, right? It's kind of hard to predict. I feel like Josh Giddey is going to be a very high on spend up. There's a chance that, like, I could totally see Zion being chalk as well, which would make me a little sad, but yeah. I could also see it, like, Mobley being chalk or, like, Rollins, just because of how hard it is to click spend ups, or even MPJ just because of, well, game logs. Like, he hasn't scored below 43 in 5 games. So I can see people gravitating to MPJ, but yeah. It's definitely like hard to build out a stars and scrubs type lineup, but the thing is I'm just not massively interested in Jokic in a matchup that, in a game that just probably won't stay competitive just because of how bad Memphis is. Even though Memphis has like been quite convincing these last 2 games, but I don't know. It's really hard to get to Jokic too. Like, let's slot Jokic into here. And it's actually a solid amount remaining. So, I don't know, bro. But, a lot of the spend-ups are just not worth getting to me. Like, is Queen like your most optimal sub 6K other value? How much should Tobias Harris play? 23 in his first game back? You could, like, off chance just see Tobias be full go, but I don't know about that. I mean, D'Lo, if Brandon misses, would be massive chalk. I would have no issue with D'Lo. I don't know. I don't think there's like very fadeable chalk or like obvious chalk. And there's not necessarily that many contrarian plays to go to besides like an Isaiah Jackson, which is why I pointed him out, because I feel like a lot of the other values will be properly owned besides the centers, just because people are afraid of playing backup centers. So yeah, like Mamukashvili, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson. But Mamukashvili had like a huge game last game, so like you might just see him still get ownership. And then Pirtle's too cheap at 5.6 as well. I don't know. Like, I don't like spending up for Mitchell as a one-off. I don't really like spending up on Denny or Brunson as one-offs either, or Siakam, or Barnes really, or Jamal Murray. I think Mobley's like the fine one, or Josh Giddey. So yeah, I think just like Josh Giddey, Zion is going to be massive chalk. Do I even have an issue with that? Maybe not. So let's just take a look at the positions. Point guard has a lot of like good spend ups. And the lower range is not so great. You got like Andrew Nemhard in there, Fears Russell, Devion. It's a pretty like
well-rounded position, I guess, but no one's like super standout good. I guess like Shed. It's interesting. Shooting guard. It's kind of the same story. There's no like super standout good. Like there's no clear plays honestly as it stands, I feel like. Unless like there's a D-Lo. Should someone get ruled out? Brandon Williams get ruled out? Like, even if like we get Dick starting, like he's not even that clear of a play. But like let's just slot in Dick Shed for fun, I guess. And then yeah, a lot of the teams are just dead for me instantly as well. Small forward is terrible, man. You might just see massive chalk to MPJ actually, which will also detract ownership from the other spend ups. Cause like small forward is so terrible. This entire upper end is just not that great. So I would have a little interest in like Flag, Huckhez as a bounce back. Like Flag, Huckhez, Kuzma, even. And maybe a little Grant, but not really. Asar I would even take shots on. Like, yeah, this position is not good. So don't mind going to like weirder small forwards like Kuzma or something. Power forward side. There's a lot of good spin ups up top. Also, is AD back? Questionable like 80 times. Okay, doubtful again. Nice. It's like Towns, Denny, Barnes, Siakam, Mobley, like, and Jaren. It's a lot of spin ups that people might want to click in this position. Like Zion is my clear favorite. I think it's fine to go to like Buzelis, but 6'3" is an expensive price. Bay might be owned. Don't really like Bay that much with Zion back. And then Zaire has been way up and down. Of course, the one time I play him in my pool, I get this game. 16 minutes, 1 fantasy point. But it's not like Zaire's been great anyway, but if you need a value like that, like Zaire is fine, I guess. There's nothing super interesting here though, besides maybe like a Spencer Jones if he starts again. Center is pretty wide open, but I don't really want to settle on this mid-range unless we get news that Bam is out, and that would open Ware up for me. But in this 6 to 7 or 6K plus range, there's really not that much interest in anyone for me besides Bam, who's just underpriced. And then I just think below that there's just so many good centers like Queen, Allen, Pirtle, Gafford. And then the backup centers, Jones Smith, Mamukashvili, Huff. And then I like Isaiah Jackson, if Indy can keep the game competitive. I'd probably just like stick Matherin or Nemhard into this dummy lineup as a soft stack of the game, because both those guys would need the game to stay competitive. So maybe something like this, fill in a forward. I obviously probably would not roster this, but like it's just an example of a lineup like triple stack Indy, because Indy's underpriced if they keep the game competitive. So you get the upside of that game staying competitive in here. You get the Giddy Zion stack in Charlotte, New Orleans, and then D'Lo if Brandon Williams is out, and then you get Dick Shed minutes bumps if Barrett misses. I think some like constructions like that are pretty fine to me. Like he's double spend down on center, and then spend up elsewhere. It's a full full Jokic fade. I don't even think Jokic will be that owned though. Yeah, and then spend up on power forward, but like or like I guess mid range. Consider Zion a mid ranger for some reason. Yeah, and then one spend up somewhere else. So yeah, overall my favorite play, Zion Williamson, 8.1K. looks great. And I guess Josh Giddey, but I'm not super into these like spend ups. I think they're all pretty mid. And then obviously Jokic if he's owned would be great. And then I guess Cat. Yeah. So yeah, thank you and good luck.